Next, Farm Bureau Insurance presents the MHSAA on Pass Sports and the 1996 football finals. MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Silverdome for what we expect to be a classic. I'm John Matlack, along with former Central Michigan and Buffalo Bills linebacker Ray Bentley. We can always say that as broadcasters about a game living up to expectations or having high expectations. But what we have here tonight in Belding is a classic running team. What we have here in Jackson Lumen Christi, Ray, is a classic passing team. When you get those two together and they can both play defense, we need to point out the expectations are running very high.
This is a classic matchup, one I'm very much looking forward to, John. Belding, they hide the ball with the wing tee. You never know who's got it, and they scored tons of points all year. And then the Lumen Christi team has been able to roll up big points as well, and they play a little defense over there too. Should be a good one.
All right, you always look at featured players. For Jackson Lumen Christi, a young man by the name of Jeff Ziegler, the quarterback, makes things go. He is good enough that Big Ten teams were interested. He's going to Illinois to play, but first things first, he's got to make this machine run tonight.
And I believe he will. This kid is the real deal. 6'5", 210 pounds. He throws the ball as smooth as butter. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards this year, 11 touchdowns, and their offense really revolves around them. Even though they've got Sykes, a 1,000-yard rusher, it's a nice mix-up. But it's Ziegler, that's the linchpin for the Christi offense.
And it's really on the other side of the coin as far as Belding is concerned, Ray. They do pass rarely, like every time Friday the 13th comes around. But when you've got two independent running backs with 17 touchdowns apiece, hey, why put the ball in the air?
Well, these guys are like twins. They're the same size, 5'7", 170 pounds, both of them over 1,000 yards, each of them with 17 touchdowns, as you mentioned. And it's a lot of times hard to find out who's got the ball, and when you do, if you got the right one. This is a 1-2 punch for the Belding offense that's going to cause a little trouble for Lumen Christi tonight.
Now, this guy played defense, so we've got to ask him about defense. You have two offensive powerhouses. Very often, the team that plays a little better defensively wins a game like this.
Right you are. Defense wins championships. It's a cliche because it's true. And I don't know about who you give the edge to on defense, but I know that Irv Ziegler thinks that his Belding defense is the best that he's ever had there. And Jackson's defense, they're tough as well. It's really going to be an interesting game. I think the key to this one, John, is who's going to be able to control the ball on the ground.
All right, we've got Belding, Jackson, Lumen Christi. We are pumped. Stay tuned. The MHSAA State Championships brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance.
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? Hello, for $10,000. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is up.
Got milk?
Belding, Jackson Lumen Christi, big-time offenses, balanced offenses, good defenses that maybe don't get the attention. We think this will be an absolute dandy, and we're glad you are with us. Belding, dressed in black and orange, will receive and go on offense first. Brett Cummings, number 32, Kevin Schlosser, or Jerry Cotter, rather, deep. That is Cotter, who fakes a little give, and he's going to head right off the kick by Jared Fritz. He will get out near the 30-yard line. And the Belding offense will try to kick it in gear from right there to start this championship game. Jerry Cotter is the quarterback. He will have Brent Cummings, Brendan Albert, and Marwood backing in the backfield. And Ray, this is an offense, if you've not seen this wing T before, you better concentrate because everybody has a chance of getting the ball on every single play.
Yeah, you better pay real close attention to the pigskin because they're gonna move it around, they're gonna hide it, and you're not gonna know who has it. You're gonna think 3 guys have it at one time. Really, that's the key to that wing T offense.
And it's particularly challenging to those of us who are broadcasting. Well, you saw the carry there, and you saw that it wasn't going very far at all. Brendan Albert, the 5'11 senior, runs into a stone wall and backs up.
Big stone wall was Matt Putra that time. He just filled that hole like you want to see a kid fill a hole. And you can hear the pads crack all the way up here. Bam, there's the shot right there. Excellent stick, and that's a good start for the defense for Jackson, which has really only given up 7.8 points per game this year. They're a good defense. They're going to really test out this Belding O today.
Gain was for a very short yard. Call it 2nd and 9. Backing and Albert are the twin setbacks. The wing is Brent Cummings, the sophomore. This time it's backing. I beg your pardon, that's Albert again crossing the 35 and getting good yardage before he's tripped up there, and it'll set up 3rd and about 4.
Jared Fritz, senior linebacker, second on this team in tackles, made the stop, and now we'll see what Belding does on 3rd down. John, as you mentioned in the open, not a big passing team. They really haven't needed to because they've been so explosive running the wing T.
Cotter, in fact, has thrown only 36 times all season, completing 17 of them. But with good yardage, 243 yards and 3 scores. 3rd, and they are calling with 5. Cotter will roll, flushed, throws out in the flat, and has his man and has the 1st down. That was Marwood backing, who came out of the backfield. They had to wait for the play to develop, Ray, but he was open for the 1st down.
Yeah, you're going to see he's going to try and hit the tight end coming across here. Good coverage by the safety coming over. Nothing there. Cotter has the presence of mind to throw it out in the flat for a wide open backing who gets a big 1st down for Belding.
Well, we talk all about the running game, so of course they're going to turn it to the air and pick up the 1st down. There you see the Belding starting offense. Now they load up in a straight T backfield, and they will hand it to Marwood backing, and he tries the right side and gets a couple or 3. Jackson Lumen Christi on defense. Let's take a look at the way they will line up in their gold helmets. Putra, left tackle, very active and very solid,
there.
Ray.
And then these 2 guys right here, Berkemeyer and Fritt, top 2 tacklers on this team.
2nd down and 7. Belding with the initial possession of the evening. The 1994 state champion Redskins. They moved up to Double B last year, were bumped off before they got to the Dome by East Grand Rapids, and now they're back. Cotter, a straight keeper, crosses midfield. He'll get close to 1st down yardage. He'll need another yard or 2 before he gets there. Andy Wojtusek, the defensive back number 2, came up and made the stop.
Jerry Cotter's run the ball a little bit himself this year, 68 times for 286 yards, a 4.2 average. And that time he almost got caught up. Good penetration coming from the Christie line, almost knocked him off in the backfield. He was able to keep his feet and keep it going and get around the end.
3rd and 2 from the Titan 47-yard line. Cummings is the wing right, 2 tight ends. That's the offensive set you'll see most of the evening as far as Belding is concerned. Cotter gives the backing. I'm sorry, it's Albert again. 1st man through. He has 1st down yardage, it appears, and then a late flag flies in. So let's wait and see how this all settles out. The spot of the ball is good enough for 1st down yardage. The referee indicates a face mask that will be tacked on after the game, so it's a 1st down and a little extra for the Redskins of Belding.
It was Ryan Isley on the tackle. I don't know if he's the man who committed the foul on that one, but he definitely made the stop.
1st down. They're going to move it down 5, 10, 15 yards and take another look at it.
Yeah, it is Isley right there. I think he reached around and got it.
Didn't really mean to, Ray, because he was reaching from behind, but
that should have been one of them 5-yard inadvertent ones, but they don't do that in this league. That's for Sunday, I think.
You're hanging around the NFL too much, buddy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, that's right. Belding moving down to the Jackson Lumen Christi 30-yard line. 1st and 10, straight T formation again. That's Cummings. Ball pops free, and Belding falls right on top of it. Ball squirted up high. No, wait a minute. Maybe they didn't know. The guys in stripes are pointing the other way.
I think that's big number 74, Simon Morris, the biggest man on that defense for Jackson Lumen Christi, the Titans, with the fumble recovery. But Mike Berkemeyer was the man who made the big hit. Watch, see if you can knock him out. Just a good pop right on the ball.
Yep.
Shoulder on the ball. It's up in the air. The Titans come up with it big early. Mike Berkemeyer, the senior linebacker, led this team in tackles. 111 coming into today. Makes a big stop in the first series.
All right, so now the Titans go on offense with Jeff Ziegler calling signals. He is the quarterback. He's got Eric Lina lined up at fullback, and that's his tailback. Ziegler fakes there, throws out. It is caught for a very, very short gain by the tight end Chris Cook, but a flag flies, so let's wait and see how this is taken care of. Indication is holding against Belding.
Yeah, the defensive end grabbed a hold of that receiver. I don't think they expected him to come out, and so we just latched on to him, and you get a penalty on that. But, boy, they should have handed the ball to Sykes on that one.
Yes, that's what I thought was going to happen, because he had a huge hold. There's the starting lineup, the starting offense. The offensive linemen, Conkle, Macklin, Schaefer, Dunn, and Wheeler. Ziegler, the quarterback. Belding's defense. All-state linebacker Tony Smith, just named today, 122 tackles on the year.
In that one, those are the two guys. 94, Chris Conrad. 55, Tony Smith.
1st and 10 from the 38. Ziegler splits his backs now. That's Lina following good blocking off the left side. Across the 40, out near the 42 for a gain of about 4 yards.
See, Belding shifted their defensive line at the last second, brought both of those defensive ends down over the guards, bumped the linebackers out. Turned out to be a good move because Lumen Christi was trying to run right up the middle that time.
We talked about Belding averaging 37 points a game. Jackson Lumen Christi, Ray, not far behind, averaging 34 a game, and their balance is better. They get 260 yards a game on the ground, 110 yards a game in the air, so you got to cover everybody when you're playing the Titans. Ziegler, quick drop, quick snap. Lots of extra room. In fact, that could go for a score if he can spin around. He cannot, being free.
That's Neil Maskey.
It is Neil Maskey, and he is way down inside Belding's red zone, if you will, down at the 8-yard line.
We got an ISO on this. We're going to watch the pattern. This is just a slant pattern. Maskey's going to run upfield, break it inside, as he's got a huge cushion from the defensive back from Belding. Comes up, makes a nice hit, but doesn't wrap, doesn't use the arms, and Maskey off to the races, bringing it inside the 10-yard line before they get him down.
In looking at the tape of Belding's win over Saginaw Nouvelle last week, on defense, they crunched the run, but they were burned by the pass, and right away that hits the Redskins here. 1st and goal from the 8. Ziegler pitches left. This is Peter Sykes. He's got lots of company wearing black. He's strung out. He is knocked for a loss of 4, maybe 5 yards.
John Cone came up from his corner position, outside linebacker position, to contain it. But what really impressed me on that one was the speed of Chris Conrad. Watch Conrad as he's right here. He's going to run out here and chase this down. Go ahead and run it. It's a quick pitch. They get it outside. Watch 94, the wheels he'll show. Good crack back there. That guy's out of it. Conrad runs his man down, and good support coming up from the corner.
Ziegler, play action, getting trouble from behind, throws complete. Down at the 4-yard line. That's Steve Bush, his flanker, and he was 1 split second away from being demolished by a blitzing corner, Ray.
Well, what is impressive on that one is the quick release from Ziegler, the way he's able to get that ball out there with a little bit of heat on it as well, with the pressure coming on him, and his receiver did a good job. I tell you this, if Ziegler could have got that off earlier, you'd be looking at 6 points for the Titans right now.
Now they're facing 3rd and goal from the 3. Tight formation, double tight ends. Sykes and Eric Lina, the setbacks. Ziegler wants to throw, has his man knocked down in the end zone, almost picked off. Tony Smith, the linebacker, had an opportunity to get a hand on it cleanly, Ray.
Tony Smith's the guy they expect to make the big plays. You know, an all-state linebacker, a Division I prospect, knocks her down in the end zone, and it's going to put a 4th and goal on Jackson Christi. Watch Smith on this one. Good reaction. He might have... Good job of looking at that play and then getting to the spot that he needs to get in, because, again, Ziegler has a guy open early.
4th and goal. Herb Brogan rolling the dice early. He's going for it. No field goal stuff here.
Same play.
Ziegler has his man. Is he in the end zone? No, he's not. It's completed to Sykes, and he is drilled at the goal line by Kevin Slosser. What an early stop for the Redskins.
Well, we talked about all the offense, but we're seeing great defense right now, and that's just a big hit. Let's see if he gets across the plane here, as he's ruled that he wasn't. Slosser's got to come up, and you got to take a guy high on the goal line. Looks like the foot was in, but the ball wasn't. It's a big stop for Belding.
Now the Redskins have to take care of things on offense as you get another angle view here, and that's a good call from that angle.
He did not make it in. Referee Johnny on the spot.
Well, a whole bunch of guys bunched together on both sides here from the 1. Handoff is to Cummings, and he gets very short yardage. He'll get it out to perhaps the 3-yard line before big number 99, Mike Burkmeyer, with 111 tackles to his credit this year, adds one more to his list of accomplishments.
Burkmeyer's a really intense linebacker. He plays all over the field. He's one of the guys that the Titan defense really counts on. Big hitter, too.
2nd and 8. 5.5 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Handoff is to Brendan Albert, and the Titans defense very much attuned to what Belding likes to do. They were on that play very quickly. Coming up from his linebacker spot, Jared Fritt, who had 95 stops on the year, and that's going to bring up 3rd and perhaps 7 for Belding.
There's Fritt right there. He just weeds through it all and gets his face in there. Had a little help from Burkmeyer and did a good job. And Belding really hasn't tested the perimeter of this Titan defense yet, and this isn't really the ideal place in the field to do it, but I expect him before long to try and get this thing outside.
Well, the Redskins just want a little breathing room if they have to punt. 3rd and 7. Look out. Cummings is stopped in the end zone. That is a safety. And Lumen Christi's defense rises to the occasion. Tim Bollinger, number 5, was among the people tracking him down.
Also, number 68, Brennan Kewen, is the guy who really gets the play right here. Does a great job of stringing out the sweep, containing it, and not only that, finish it off, make the tackle. Here he is right here. He's going to come up, play the outside, get the release. He's going to make the play.
Brendan Kewen from his defensive end position getting 2 points, and there you see Herb Brogan. Not necessarily how you figured to score, but I don't think he'll give the points back.
I don't know if this is an omen, John, but this is the same thing that happened in the '94 state championship game when Belding beat Detroit Country Day. Trailed by 19.5. They were down 2-0 in that one as well. So I guess this is familiar territory for Irv Ziegler and his Redskins.
I was here covering that game, Ray, and it was one of the most interesting football games on any level I've ever seen. In the first half, you would have said Belding would be blown out. In the second half, they took no prisoners and were running up the tunnel. I mean, it was just an absolute 2 separate game. So Belding's got to kind of reestablish a little concentration and a little emotion. And of course, they're going to get the situation where they've got to punt the ball away or kick the ball away. It's their choice. Peter Sykes is going to be the deep man for Lumen Christi. He's got company deep. Dan Powers, number 9. But Sykes is the guy that they want to get the ball.
Jeremiah Morris is going to punt this one, I believe, rather than tee it up.
Simon Morris. No, I beg your pardon. You're right. You're right.
I don't know if that's his brothers or...
That's Morse and
no, it's Morse and Morris. There you go.
Morris, that's right.
Good move.
7 over toward Powers. Powers at about his 35 has a big hole, crosses midfield. All the way down inside the 35, and first quarter emotion wearing the gold and green of Lumen Christi to this point.
Yeah, big return, and it really, he had great hang time. This should have been covered well, but you got to give Powers credit for seeing. First he's covering the ball up, and now he sees he's got a little seam here as Belding kind of overruns it a little bit on their coverage. He's able to slip inside the contain and then break it back out for nice yardage.
He had some nice blocking. It wasn't anything great, but just enough to keep that seam open for him. So from the 32-yard line, Lumen Christi up 2-0 and looking for more. Ziegler, Sykes, bunched in the middle, tries to pop outside, can't quite get there.
That was a big play by number 10, Eric Moser, on that one. As he slipped through, just got a hand on Sykes, was able to bring him down for no gain.
Sykes with 14 rushing touchdowns during the season, nearly 1,200 yards. A 5'9" senior, not tall in stature, but powerful legs, and he's quick.
He's the first Lumen Christi back to ever gain 1,000 yards. And counting.
And counting, that's right. 2nd and 9. Sean Brogan goes in motion slowly. Ziegler tries to set up the screen, under pressure, throws. That's Brogan, and he's going to be wrestled down for short yardage. The screen didn't materialize, and so Ziegler just waited, Ray, but he had people open in the middle.
That was a great job of coverage downfield by Belding that time, and then the linebacker, Jeremiah Morris, staying at home, able to come up and get that short crossing route. You're going to see this good protection originally is they're not letting him through fast enough. Now you're getting a little pressure, but no one really to dump it off to until he finds his receiver open over the middle at the end of that play.
So it sets up 3rd and 6 for the Titans.
Draw.
And here comes a blitz. Sykes dodges away. He's got the first down and lots more. Well, they say baseball is a game of inches. Football is a game of inches. On that particular play, 3 Belding rushers on the blitz surround him, but Sykes shakes free for good yardage in the first down.
Yeah, it looks like they've got him bottled up here. You see the blitz right there. Number 55 coming in, takes a swipe. There's another swipe. That's 2 swipes. And boy, 3 swipes and you might be out, but not this time as Sykes makes a nice move, getting big first down yardage.
From the 13. Quick drop, quick slant. Boy, that's open. That's not going to be quite first down yardage, but it's going to be near first down yardage.
John Hall with a hit there. Nice hit for coming in from his safety position. But with the cushion that the Belding secondary is given, that route is going to be open all day. They're going to have to come up and press him at some point.
And Neil Maskey bent it in earlier for good yardage. Did it again. He picks up 9. It's 2nd and 1 for the first down. A 4-yard distance to the end zone. Full house backfield. That's the refrigerator play. Get one of those big guys in the back and just let him thunder forward.
That was Brendan Kewen. Yeah. The big 6-foot, 205-pound senior. This is the elephant backfield, if you will, and they give it to the biggest boss back there, but Belding does a good job at the goal line defense, and they did that. They stopped them last time.
But they convert the first down, needing short yardage, so it's 1st and goal now from the 1-yard line. Kewen dives into the end zone for the score.
You got to give an assist to big number 72, Trevor Wheeler. That right tackle on offense did a great job blocking his man. Pat Dunn, the right guard. Keith Schaefer, the center, really paved the way right here as they get the push. That's the key on this goal. Look at the push that they got as they powered it into the end zone. First score of the game goes to Jackson.
Pat Dunn to try the extra point. He connected on 39 of 50 during the season. High snap. Kick is up. And kick is good. So Brendan Kewen gets the safety and converts it with a 1-yard dive. 1:55 to go first quarter. Jackson Lumen Christi leading Belding 9-0. One of your sponsors is the United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
Can I get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
Me too special. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh?
You become a sweet taste in my mouth. Ooh. And I know you're gonna. Oh, yeah.
Hi, sweet.
Got milk. Check, please.
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance. Well, in a game billboarded as a great offensive matchup, so far it has been Jackson Lumen Christi's defense doing it, converting the safety for 2 points and then getting a nice kick return. And here's another look at Kewen bulldozing his way in.
Great push by the offensive line that time for Jackson. That really is what put that thing in the end zone.
Kick bounces around a little bit, and Schlosser picks it up. Beg your pardon, that's Cotter. Jerry gets out across the 20, the 25, and out across the 30, where Belding will go on offense. And I'm sure Irv Sigler, who is a fiery, emotional kind of coach, is trying to get his Redskins offense shot up a little bit on that emotion. They need to gather themselves and get something moving here. And you see Jerry Cotter, the quarterback, on the kick return, make a nice little in cut and get an extra 7, 8, maybe 9 yards.
Yeah, Ryan Isley on the tackle, but it's time for this Belding offense to really try to get something going as you look at the scoring summary, the drive for the Lumen Christi Titans.
And when you only have to go 33 yards.
Makes it easy.
Yeah, it sure does. Handoff is to the first man through, and there is simply very little room up the middle where Belding loves to go. That was Brendan Albert, and he just has no room so far, Ray.
Yeah, Jared Fritt made the hit, but I tell you what, it was the defensive line up in there that really bottled things up. Matt Potra and Ryan Isley doing a great job in there on the guards, just not really letting Belding get any creases, anything to run through.
During the course of the season, nobody really shut down Belding's offense. Even the one game they lost to Caledonia.
That was a 35-30 shootout.
35-30, that's right. Cotter wants to throw. Looking downfield, there's nobody there. And he just cannot shake free. Tim Bullinger comes up, stays with him, and then wrestles him down. And right now, Belding's offense is stymied.
Yeah, they don't know. They really have nothing going on them right now. They're not doing that great of a job of hiding the ball, and it seems like anywhere they end up with it, there's a couple guys from Lumen Christi ready to make the hit. You see Cotter rolling out right here. Coverage is there, so he's going to tuck it away, and Bullinger comes up and makes the hit and gets a little help at the end from number 99, Mark Berkemeyer.
Well, he was looking downfield for his tight end, Chad Antcliffe, but there were two gold hats following Antcliffe around. Here comes Cummings, the sophomore, trying to get outside. He gets away from a couple of tacklers, but cannot quite get to the 40, so he's going to be 3 or 4 yards shy of first down yardage. Sean Brogan would not let him free, and so the Redskins are going to face third. Actually fourth, I beg your pardon. What they're going to face is a punting situation.
They're pulling two guys out, and what happens is the running back gets wider than his blockers. He does beat contain, but that's when Brogan comes up from his safety position, makes a good, sure, open field tackle, and he has a whole bunch of help.
You are watching the Michigan High School Athletic Association on pass. Fourth down. Titans so far 9-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they're going to get the ball back. You said in our open, Ray, defense wins championships. Well, it's a little early to hand the trophy to anybody from Jackson, but so far their defense is the story of this game.
Yeah, right now they are totally shutting down the Belding running game, which is something of a surprise when you look at the Redskins coming in, averaging over 300 yards, in fact 313 per game on the ground. Two guys rushing for over 1,000, and no one's broke one loose yet.
Pete Sykes, Neil Maskey. That's Maskey taking it over his shoulder about the 25. Both of these guys are great punt returners, and you saw the explosion of acceleration as soon as he got it. He gives Lumen Christi good field position up near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Maskey took a kickoff back earlier this year, 90 yards for a touchdown, so you know he's got the speed to go the distance.
Once he gets his feet set, watch the zoom here. No hesitation. Bang, there he goes.
Yeah, good vision in there, picking his hole, and then you're going to see three guys at once come in and make a little stop on him. There you go.
Josh McBride, number 3, stayed where he should have been and made the initial hit. Had some help from his buddies here. Ziegler play fake to Sykes, rolls right, little flip in the flat, it is bobbled, it is almost intercepted, and then I think the net result is an incompletion. Everybody touched it. Mark Wilson, the split end, juggled momentarily, but he couldn't hang on. It'll bring up second down.
That was great defensive reaction that time from John Cohn as he picked up that there he is right here. He's out in his position, steps on up, and it was also excellent reaction from Tony Smith because it's a bootleg, and a lot of times you'll get sucked in and you'll be behind the receivers, but Belding did a nice job covering that one up.
2nd and 10. Sean Brogan goes in motion. Inside handoff to Sykes. Belding stayed at home that time, sniffed it out and knocks him down for a gain of about a yard. Chris Conrad, number 94, was there. So was Ron Harper, the middle guard. Ray, just the way you teach him in your football camp.
Yeah, right you are. Chris Conrad was one of the best players we had in my football camp this past year. We've done it for 2 years. We'll do it again this year in June at Granville High School. There's a number if you want to get involved. This is a great day. We actually a 3-day event where we bring in a dozen NFL stars, area high school and college coaches, and we really get it done. We work hard. We have a lot of fun for 3 great days.
Ziegler on 3rd and 9, the short roll, the quick pop pass. Oh, what a hit! It's intercepted.
Jeremiah Morris got it.
Morris got the pick. The big stick was by Jason Cohn, and I mean, he erased the receiver.
Actually, Jason, is it Jason or John? There's a couple of cones out there.
I think it was Jason, number 2.
Yep, number 2, big pop. Boy, Mark Wilson didn't have a chance that time. Good hit, great timing, and now it's a big turnover in Belding. We'll see what they can do.
Well, they need to do something because to this point they have had nothing go right so far. They're trailing 9-0.
Heads up play by Jeremiah Morris picking off that pass.
Now, you love the idea of defense starting the offense. It's like basketball. You play good D, you start the fast break. Let's see if this gets Belding back on the right track. Cotter play fake. He's still got it. He wants to keep it. Got a couple of nice blocks, and he's going to tumble forward across the 45. That's a nice effort.
I tell you what, that's the best faking, best execution we've seen so far from Belding tonight as far as who had the ball and who didn't. They did a great job. See if you can see who's going to get it here. There's a fake. There's a fake now. What's going on? Quarterback still got it. See the way they cover that up, fold the arms across there? It's really hard to tell, particularly when you're down there on the field, which one of these guys has the ball.
Sean Brogan eventually made the stop, but not before a gain of 7 yards for Belding, 2nd and 3. Flags will fly. You want to get an early start off the line of scrimmage, but Ray, maybe not quite that fast.
Well, Marwood backing got a little bit of a head start that time, and that's going to cost them 5 yards and back them up. And that, boy, you don't want that. That's going to kill a drive unless you can make up some extra yardage on a play.
Irv Ziegler, the head coach for the Redskins, 8th year at Belding, 69.
Legal procedure, offense.
I beg your pardon, didn't mean to intrude on the call there. 69-16 in 8 years, career record of 172 and 67.
35-2 in the last 3 years.
And a state championship.
Not too shabby.
Other than that, Irv hasn't done a darn thing, has he?
What's he waiting for?
That's right. 2nd down and 7 now. Ball right in midfield.
Blitz coming.
Cotter gives it to Brendan Albert, who stumbled out of the box a little bit, never really got his feet set, and he tumbles forward for a very short gain.
Yeah, I believe that was Mike Berkemeyer on the tackle again, or was that's Berkemeyer, and he had a little help from Mike Hansen.
Yep.
But I tell you, you blitz like that and you run a risk, because if they pop through that first wave, there's no one left behind there, and that's when you get a big play.
And fans may be wondering, why do you blitz on a run? Well, it is a run blitz. It's designed to break down the blocking before it gets going.
Exactly, because Belding will use a lot of pulling and a lot of trapping blocking.
3rd and 5. Jerry Cotter wants to throw. Pocket breaks down. Now he's got a scoop. Actually ran into his own man as he got to the 45. He's going to be a good 3 yards short of first down territory. Marwood backing was down trying to block. He didn't know where Cotter was going to go, and Cotter ran into him.
Yeah, it looks like he had a chance to pick this up, except that he's going to run right into his own man, and and put a stop to it. As Backing's trying to come back and help him out, wasn't able to do it, and it's Andy Wojtusik that comes up and makes the play.
So Belding, after the interception, cannot do anything, and they will have to punt it away. Well, the Redskins, Jeremiah Morse is the punter. Sykes, number 4, and Maskey, number 19, are standing back around their 10-yard line. Morse puts maybe too much of a foot into this one. This baby's out of the zone. So Jeremiah didn't want to quite kill it that much, but he did kill it. And so Jackson Lumen Christi gets it right back on offense. We've got 8:21 to go, second quarter. Lumen Christi leading Belding 9-0 and getting the ball right back. We talked a little bit about Irv Sigler. Herb Brogan, 125 and 38 at Jackson Lumen Christi, including a regional championship in 1992.
Yeah, their record in the last 3 years is 29 and 3, and you can see they're dominating on almost, in fact, double Belding right now, total yards, and really they're the only ones who have shown any spark on offense. They were set up by a nice return, got them in good field position for their lone touchdown.
That's Sykes with some blocking, cuts it inside and comes all the way out near the 30-yard line. Good cut by Sykes. It was headed outside, Ray. He saw the seam open up inside, turned it up and got probably an extra 5 or 6 yards courtesy of the move.
Yeah, John Hall, the safety, he's the guy that's going to come up and make the tackle. As this guy gets beat, just blocked a little bit. He cuts inside. That's all you need, a little nudge there. And now you get John Hall coming up and making the stop.
And that kick-out block was 61 Pat Dunn, who sealed his man off and took him down, and then that enabled Sykes to come up.
Well, they're all over Tony Smith. They're going to put a few guys on him, and well, they should, and that's why right there.
That's Mike Wilcox, the fullback. I believe that's the first time we've seen him, and he is racked up before he gets that first down yardage.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah Morse coming up with a big hit that time.
There you see Jeremiah, number 74, a 6'2", 180-pound junior, 88 tackles to his credit.
And that puts Jackson in a third and short situation right now, and then we'll test out their running ability. See if they can get some tough yards. Unless they decide to go to the air, that wouldn't surprise me either, the way this team is, the way they run their offense.
Tim Bullinger, number 5, is in at the blocking back, the fullback spot. They only need a yard here. Play fake, throws out in the flat. Almost a brilliant diving effort. Flying after the ball was Mark Wilson, the split end, who's gotten 6 for scores this year. He went flat out, got his hands on it. Not enough stick him on the fingers.
Nice fake there, but Jason Cohn smelled this one out. You see him dive right there in front. I think he was there just enough so that ball was thrown just out of reach. And now Jackson will have to punt.
Good defensive set for Belding. And so they'll send Kevin Slosser, number 1, and John Hall, number 40, deep. Jared Fritt, who's averaged 35 per punt all season long, is going to get it out of harm's way.
He was booming him in pregame.
And he booms this one. Boy, does he put a charge in that. Slosser over the shoulder all the way back near his 20. Good coverage by the Titans. Now he's going to try to bend it against the current and does a real nice job to get it out near the 40-yard line. Tackle on the play by the punter, Jared Fritt.
And we're going to buy popcorn from him at halftime.
He's done a little bit of everything. So now let's see if Belding's offense can finally start clicking with 6:43 to go second quarter. There you see Slosser coming off.
Talking with, as you look at the Class D lineup, double D, excuse me, but talking with Irv Sigler prior to this, I asked him what the key to that wing T was. And you'd think it would be the deception in the ball handling, but he said it's blocking. It's same as any other offense. You just got to have your guys be able to knock their guys off the ball.
Well, it hasn't happened so far, which is to Jackson Lumen Christi's credit. Titans lead at 9-0. Cummings coming from the wing, and boy, that wing around has worked for Belding for years, but Jackson Lumen Christi is standing and waiting for the wing to come around. They all stacked it up there. Looked like Mike Berkmeyer, 99, led the charge. We've called his name probably half dozen times already.
Yeah, Berkmeyer is really being the man making all the stops, and the reason is he's not getting blocked. You see, no one's really getting to him. He's got a little bit of wash to contend with, but no Belding guy put a pad on him at all. And if you're not going to block a kid like that, he's going to hit you in the mouth every time.
And Bollinger made 71 stops during the year, so he's no stranger to sticking his nose in there. Gain was for something short of a yard. Call it 2nd and 9. Handoff this time to Brendan Albert, and again there is no blocking, and again that defensive line of Kewen, Putra, Isley, Morris, and Hansen are simply gumming up the works.
Fritt came in and making a nice big hit on that one. In fact, both of the inside linebackers right now, Fritt and Berkmeyer, are dominating the line of scrimmage and dominating, making all the tackles for this Titan defense.
You know, very often on a defensive line, you have a couple of guys who make a lot of tackles. Across the Jackson Lumen Christi line, 81, 65, 84, 89, and 52. They've all gotten their hands dirty all season long.
You hate that as a linebacker. They get him before you can get there.
3rd and 7, Redskins. Play fake. Cotter wants to throw. Slants it out. 2 Redskins there. It is a catch.
One of them got it.
And I think that's going to be Chad Ancliffe, who makes a diving grab at midfield and has first down yardage. That's not exactly the way you draw it up on the board, to have 2 guys diving on top of each other, but it worked.
Yeah, one to catch it and one to make sure he catches it, I guess. And Ancliffe, he was the guy that caught it this time.
Take another look at this.
Yeah, they're pulling the guy out. It's the bootleg. A couple of good fakes, but they really don't fool him. And now over here, you got the 2 guys right there. They're going to fight over it, but Ancliffe comes up with it.
Yeah, the other guy was ready to block just
That's
in case.
right, yeah.
1st and 10, just across midfield with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Albert tries to bounce it outside, and again, the Titans defense is just a little quicker. Berkmeyer again.
And I tell you, they're just not blocking him. That time it was just a straight dive, and the Belding people are getting hats on the defensive line, but nobody's getting to the linebackers, and until they do, we're going to be calling out Berkmeyer and Fritt all day long.
Ray, we're both from the west side of the state. We've both seen Belding over the last few years dominate people. The only team in 3 years that has done something like this to Belding was East Grand Rapids last year at Houseman Field, when they shut him out 27-zip and didn't let Belding breathe on offense.
That's the key. You got to get in there and take the penetration. There, now you got a shot.
And there you go, right up the middle, the quick hitter, Brendan Albert. First down yardage and then some. First time tonight the quick hitter or any play up the middle has worked.
And that time they got somebody on the linebackers, or the linebackers were fooled a little bit by the play action, and I think that's what the case was. The action is up. There it is right there. That's 99 Berkmeyer. Somebody got a hat on him, and if they can keep doing that, they'll be able to move that ball down the field. But that's the key right now, is blocking those linebackers for Lumen Christi.
Looked like Steve Albert, the right guard, pulled. You see him there, number 65, and took his man out quickly. That gave Brendan room to scoot.
Trap.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 38. There's Cummings coming around, a little bit more room than last time. Everybody jumps on the pile before he gets to the 35-yard line. See Simon Morris, number 74, getting up. He had some help from number 87, Matt Putra.
Well, Jared Fritt is the guy that made the hit. He came up there and really, I love the way these linebackers are playing for the Titans. These guys come up and well, they'll put plastic on you right away.
Used to be leather, huh?
Used to be leather, now it's plastic. Who knows? Maybe titanium in the future.
Titanium, that's right. Kevlar, who knows? 2nd and 9. See the clock running in the first half. Cotter play fake. He's still got it. And he's in trouble. He can barely turn the corner. Number 2, and you saw number 2 briefly, Andy Watusek, stayed at home, came up, and really strung it out, and Cotter had no place to go.
Well, the key to this one is Ryan Isley and the penetration that he gets. This is what really destroys the play right here. This guy's going to come through here. They're going to pull this guy. He's going to get in there right away and just muck it up. Right there, he knocks the puller off, and now he's going to grab them all and find out who's got the ball, kind of peel them off. But anyway, that just buys time for the rest of the defense to get in there and make a play.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 12 from right on the 40-yard line. Cotter to throw. Coverage is excellent. Throws over the middle. A diving grab by Chad Ancliffe. He's going to be a couple yards short of the first down. Fritt was draped all over him. I thought we might see a flag. That's pretty good coverage and a pretty good concentration grab by Ancliffe.
I thought there might be a flag as well. Let's see if we can get it. It's right here going on. Good job of Cotter by throwing the ball away from the defender, and it's still in range of Ancliffe to make the play. And there wasn't a penalty there, but Belding nonetheless in 4-down territory, 4th and 2. They're going to go for it.
And their crowd rises. The Titans crowd rises, begging for defense. Full house backfield. They need to get the 28-yard line. Albert strung out, tries the corner. He will not get there. The defense all over the place. Number 5. 65, Tim Bullinger came up. Number 99, Mike Berkmeyer was there. Titans ball.
Also, Andre Wojciech in that one as well. But the key to that one was the blitz. And here's the linebacker. That's 99 Berkmeyer, and they're coming. And they're filling it up pretty big, and there's really nowhere to go. And then you got to try and bounce it outside. Does Albert, and boy, there's nothing out there either. And then now it's a turnover. Big defensive stand for this Jackson Lumen Christi defense. Really showing something here tonight.
2:11 to go in the first half. They're up 9-zip. They're greedy. They'd like a little more before they go into the locker room. And Ziegler's going to go looking for it. Has a screen set, and there's nobody over there for Belding. Sykes gets a great block. Sykes is inside the Belding 40, and when he play action near side, the far side was vacant as far as orange and black was concerned. We'll see it on the replay.
Tony
here.
Smith tracked him down, but you're going to see they're going to roll things out this way, and they're going to sneak a guy out here, and you're going to see a block coming out from over here that's just going to kind of wow you a little bit.
32 yards on the play, Ray.
Here comes a block, number 65, right there for Jackson Lumen Christi, and that is David Macklin, one of their captains. Pop! That was the hit I'm talking about, and that one sprung Sykes for the big game.
Ziegler wants to throw the fade to the corner, overthrows Neil Maskey. It wasn't there, and there's a flag in the middle of the field where you very often get a holding call. Belding was coming hard up the middle. And let's see if that's what the decision is. The umpire is discussing it with the referee. Holding. That's when the umpire throws the hanky. You can pretty much guess what it's going to be in the middle. And there's our list of officials. George Watterson, the referee. Bill Sharon, the umpire. Tom Berkman, the linesman. Joseph Perrin, the line judge. And Cornell Kahn, the back judge.
That's a West Michigan area crew that has always done a great job. And again, doing a good job here tonight.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards. First down.
1:44 left in the half. The Titans have all three of their timeouts. So with a little clock management and with use of their timeouts, they've got plenty of time to wheel and deal a little bit.
Look at Ziegler's numbers already for the day. 6 of 10, 108 yards, and averaged about 112 per game this year. So just in the first half, he's hit that.
And you know, the thing about Ziegler is it's not Dan Fouts and throwing the ball all over the place. It's controlled, and it's when you need to, like that. Quick out to Sykes. Couple of Redskins there to knock him down hard after a gain of 3 or 4. First man there was Mitch Wood, number 21, and he had some company.
Yeah, look at the arm, though, on Ziegler. Look at that. That's just perfect form. What a tight spiral, right on the money. I tell you, I guess he's verbally committed to go to Illinois. Yep. Fighting Illini got themselves another good quarterback.
6'5", the quick release, the tight spiral. You're
6'5",
right.
210, and boy, he can throw it on a dime.
Down to 1:10 to go in the half. Second down, 17. Ziegler wants to throw. He's got pressure backside, and he is sacked. Chris Conrad, number 94, had 15 tackles for loss this year. Give him another one, Ray.
Well, Irv Ziegler says that Chris Conrad is the best defensive lineman in the history of Belding High School football, and that is some high praise. As you watch him, he's just going to come on a flat inside rush, and he's going to just keep fighting. There he is. Whoop, getting a little crazy with the drawing, but just a great job of staying with the play. This guy's got a motor that just don't stop running.
Crazy with the drawing. This is a man who has a telestrator in his car to play with.
I love it.
Straight handoff up the middle for short yardage.
Yeah, tackled by Ron Harper that time. He got him, got his man by the ankles, and not much going on up the middle.
Lina tried to fool him with a quick hitter up the middle, and with 16 seconds left in the half, Belding calls a timeout.
Hey, you got to take another shot. You know, they're going to have to punt the ball now. Anything can happen, so you got to take a chance on it.
All the scoring in the first quarter, a Brendan Kewen safety for Herb Brogan, and then Kewen running in a, what did you call it, the elephant backfield?
Yes.
Putting a big guy in the backfield, and pulls over from a yard out. That's all the score.
I mean that as a compliment.
Oh, of course you do. As if defensive players would ever compliment the offense.
Well, this guy's a defensive lineman.
Oh, okay, that's
what they just put him in there. So that's a compliment by all means.
So if he were a fullback, it would be a big deal as far as you're concerned, right?
Fullbacks are all right. It's the other guys, I guess.
Oh, all right.
Fullbacks, they could be linebackers too.
But it's those skinny prima donna kind of guys, right?
You know the kind, exactly. Irv Ziegler out there giving some last-minute instructions as Belding's going to try and pull something out of their hat with 16 seconds left, trailing by 9 at half. halftime. This is better than they were off 2 years ago when they trailed by 19 going into the half.
It'll be 4th and 23 for the Titans. And I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that Belding is going to rush people and try to block the ball and get something to happen quickly here. And I suspect that those guys wearing the gold helmets know that just as well as everybody else does.
Yeah, Jared Fritz, the punter, is going to try and get this one out of there in a hurry and make sure that nothing like that happens. And then you got to have some good coverage as well. You don't want to have someone bust one off the other end for a long return before the end of half.
Belding has nobody back in safety, and Fritz going to take a step or two back farther than usual just to make sure he catches it and gets it away. Just like that. Domed it. Coffin corner. Well, I'd say that's the way you draw it up on the board, Ray.
Yeah, that looks like one of my 9-irons backing up there on the 2-yard line.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's it. 4 seconds left. Belding will have one snap of the ball, and of course I play it very safely.
I get a little more loft than that with my 9-iron.
Boy, look at that.
Look at that. Back up on there. That's a spin. Now that's got to be a balata right there.
Would you stop already?
That's not a two-piece.
The John Daly approach to football here, huh? 4 seconds left. All the scoring belonging to Jackson Lumen Christi, all coming in a span of about 4 minutes in the first quarter. And they have dominated the statistics offensively and certainly defensively. But on the other side of the coin, Belding's going to go in and say, hey, guys, we got pushed around, and we're just down 9.
Yeah, they're still in it. Very much so.
Cotter's going to be real careful with it and sneak it out to the 10, and that's the last play of the first half. It has been interesting. It has been a story of defense. We've played one half. And Jackson Lumen Christi leads Belding 9-0. This is the MHSAA Championship Network on Pass.
The MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program, and by these advertisers.
halftime, you see the pertinent numbers. Jackson Lumen Christi 9, Belding 0, and Ray Bentley, after years and years of playing linebacker, you just got this snarly smile on your face because we are seeing defense get it done.
Yeah, we are. Defense is incredible, and you look at it going into this game, two teams that combined score over 70 points a game, and we're not seeing that today. What we're seeing is championship football, and that is always defense.
You were making a comment about Ryan Isley. Maybe not getting all the tackles for Jackson Lumen Christi. His penetration is disrupting Belding's blocking and shutting things down.
Yeah, the nose guard, he's really creating problems. He's forcing the Belding guards to pull very deep into the backfield, and nothing's happening with that offense right now.
And that's why Belding has a 0 and Lumen Christi has a 9. We're at halftime. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, cookies! Say, you know, I think our neighbor might like one too. Yeah? Well?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Got milk?
Come home to the Hilton Suites of Auburn Hills and enjoy the peaceful, quiet elegance and the warmth of our cozy lobby. You'll feel right at home within the confines of a large living room, a separate bedroom with a king-size bed, plus other comfortable amenities. Be it business or pleasure, come home to the Hilton Suites of Auburn Hills, located across from the Pontiac Silverdome.
Satisfaction guaranteed. That's what you get when you stay at the Drury Inn, home of the free Quick Start breakfast. Pastries, coffee, juices, and more. At Drury Inn, your comfort is important. That's why we offer a variety of amenities. We're your home away from home. Conveniently located near the action of the Pontiac Silverdome and the Palace of Auburn Hills, the Drury Inn welcomes the MHSAA football finals. The Drury Inn. You expect satisfaction, and you get it.
Jackson Lumen Christi leading Belding 9-0, and joining me right now is one of the Michigan High School Athletic Association bigwigs. Can I call you a bigwig? Nate Hampton, whose duty really is equity. And Nate, that's one of those words we hear a lot about, and a lot of people think, well, yeah, I kind of know what it is. Tell me exactly what the issue is. What do you deal with day to day?
In terms of equity, that's not what I do from day to day. I have responsibilities of football, boys and girls basketball, track and field, and cross country. Equity, as far as the association is concerned, we have a standing committee, and I happen to have the responsibility of chairing the standing committee for our Michigan High School Athletic Association.
The issue of equity, I guess you go back to Title IX, and some people are familiar with that. Equity versus men's sports, women's sports spending. It's become a very controversial issue, especially on the college level, with some colleges deciding to cut back men's sports to balance things out. Are you wrestling with issues like that?
We get an awful lot of calls in our office to ask about Title IX issues and questions. However, the MHSAA is not a regulatory body, nor does it have the authority to deal with and make interpretations or decisions concerning equity. So we have to turn those people back to the federal government for those kinds of answers. But what we do, however, is to try and steer them in the right directions to find the information that they need.
I know you're also involved with the same issue on a national level. Where is it going in terms of high school federations across the country?
The same issues apply all across this America in terms of trying to provide opportunities for women and minority women and men so that we can all share in this athletic experience for our young people.
Now, you have a particular issue that comes up almost every year in Michigan. Women's basketball is played in the fall as opposed to in the winter. Volleyball works opposite. I know there is some sentiment to go back or to send it to a different balance where the girls' basketball would be played the same time as the boys' basketball. You probably hear more about that than you care to hear about.
We often do. The conversations and discussions go on constantly. However, when Michigan first established its women's basketball program, it was was the school's decision, our member school's decision, to have it a fall sport. We are one of 4 states that will play fall basketball, and it has worked well, except for the volleyball people want to switch seasons, some basketball people, but it's going to take a constitutional change pretty much with our association to have a change right now.
The discussion and the arguments will no doubt go on, Nate. Is there, in your opinion, is there a point at which